So welcome back. Now today I will be showing a floor 2 in Eithiron guide. Now all I recommend for new players to have to do this is a PvE slot and a repair kit in case you do run out of armor. Trade to learn layer 2. Now once you go ahead and beat Chaser and come to floor 2, the spawn area will be this kind of dark looking shrine. Now once you go straight out of it, you will see this lantern with a blue tether type of thing coming out of it. Now you do have to turn on 4 of these lanterns to be able to go to the Eithiron boss fight, and I will show you the route to do so. But as you can see to my right here, you can see a purple glowing chest, which is the medallion chest. Now I will not be showing all routes to get medallions chests at this point. I will leave a timestamp where I am showing how to get each individual chest of medallions, but I will be showing you how to get the easy ones that are basically on the way to unlocking all 4 lanterns. Now, I will be speeding up the run a little bit just so it is a 10-minute guide to get to Eithiron and then another 10-minute guide to do Eithiron, because I think long guides are a little redundant. So to summarize, the first part of the Eithiron run that you will be doing is just doing the library. Now I will be showing the way to the library. I will put it in 2x though, as you can see in the background right now, but it is going to be just following the left route all the way against the wall until you see the building, and then you just jump down this drop down and you are at the library. Now as you can see now, whenever I did hit the circle of light, they will start dropping lances at you from above, but as long as you keep running at full speed and dashing here and there, they can't really hit you, so it is perfectly fine just to run through them if you want to. Now once you are at this point, you are basically at the library. Now once you are at this point, all you need is to input the correct number at the little stands in the middle of each room. Now I will put the code at the bottom of my screen, and I will also drop it in the description if you want to copy and paste it or write it down somewhere. Now if you mess up, all it does is spawn you at the front of the library, and you do have indefinite tries, so if you fail it a couple times, it doesn't really matter. Just remember, you only have about 15 minutes as server time if you look at the top middle of your screen. Once I hit 15 minutes, the time will quote unquote collapse, and it will just restart the entire run. This timer does stop whenever you turn on all 4 lanterns. So once you turn on all 4 lanterns, you could stay down there basically indefinitely if you want, just to explore the map or whatnot. Now this is the first way you can do the library. There is 2 ways technically to do library, and the second way is a shortcut that you could use with Ice Skate. And then you could also do it with other things like maybe fire. I know you could do it with Gale, with Wind Passage and Rising. And I think you could do it with Flame Assault and the Reversal Spark on Flame Loop. Now if you're really not sure about yourself doing this, you can come down here with extra time on a light hook. Usually it's like 5 to 10 minutes depending on how fast you do your chaser. You can just try while you have light hook and it will just send you back to Castle of Light. So if you want to try it and just yellow it kinda, you can do that with your light hook just to see if you can do the skip. The basis of the skip is just going from the other side of the library and then doing the roll glitch into the library and turning on the lantern, but since you didn't do the library door will stay shut, so you just have to roll glitch back through the door. Now if you don't know the roll glitch yet and you are this far in the game, honestly that's like a bragging right kinda, but basically all you have to do for the roll glitch is space and Q at the same time, and it kind of just phases you in and through most kind of doors in the game, to be honest with you. Now once you are past the library, there isn't much to really talk about other than getting the medallion chest or where the lanterns are. So I will leave the background clip in like 1.5x, and I will just narrate where the chest spawns can be, and I will probably just throw up like a red arrow indicating to the exact location of the chest could be at. But other than that, there's not really too much to talk about while doing this, so I might leave a little more blank space than some would like. As you can see right there was the 3rd lantern you will be turning on. Now after this lantern there will be Cure Guards. Now usually you will want to run past these guards, but if you do have a decent AP, you can go ahead and kill them and they will drop a chest for you. Now, after you kill them, you will want to drop down in the hole right here at the alley. Now, this brings you into the sewers. Now, there is 2 medallion chest spawns down here. So to show you where the chests are, I will just throw a red circle around them. And once you turn on the lantern right here, which is your 4th lantern, all you have to do is run all the way back up, but there will be invisible crawler guys that spawn where you jump through the small vent. Now, for you to get past them, all you have to do is slide, jump, and dash. But once you do get out of here, if you didn't kill the lancers, you will want to scale the building as fast as you can. Now, going to the 5th and last lantern, on your right, there will be 2 chest spawns that, they're all chance, so they might be there or not. But usually at the 1st lantern, you can see if one or both of them have spawned in there. And I did see one spawn over there, so I will be grabbing that before I turn on the 5th lantern. And there's also another chest spawn directly in front of the 5th lantern, but you will have to grab it pretty quick because there is all the guards in front of the lantern. Now, once you get to this lantern and turn it on, there will be some ambient rumbling and a little bit of screen shake. And all this signifies is that the boss door to Ethiron is open and you can run all the way to the Eithiron boss fight. But if you are new to this and you did already get a medallion chest or 2, I do recommend going to Misérables and getting the damage buff for 5 medallions. This will just make it where you're doing an extra 30% damage to Eithiron. Now, if you do not have any medallions, do not try to buy the extra damage because he will kill you if you do not have the medallions on you. And all you have to do is spam 1 on his dialogue for like the flower things, and then it will be the thing to either get a Yun Show Wish for 15 knowledge or the 5 medallion damage buff. Now, once you do have this, you're basically just ready to go to the Eithiron boss fight. Now, I will show you the way there, but I will be grabbing the other medallions and showing how to get the other chest that is not on the way to Eithiron. As you see, this building I just went into, there is 3, I believe, identical buildings to this. Now, the 2 beside each other right here are perfectly fine buildings, and usually they will each have a medallion chest or 2 in them. Chance, of course, and these 2 are fine. The 3rd one that will be to the left of the 2nd one that I will be going into here in a second will be a trap room. So usually if there is a chest in there, you will probably just want to skip it. As you can see, the 3rd building is right here on my left, but I will show you a little trick in case you're not really sure which one is the 3rd building, because I kind of play like a schizophrenic. I shake my camera here and there because I usually play multiple games and my camera sense on Roblox is a little high. But all you have to do is walk in and out of the door pretty quickly and then wait 3 to 5 seconds. And if you hear kind of a spawn noise or a purple barrier shows up in front of the door, that means it is the trap room. Now, I will show you behind me real quick just to kind of, show that there's the 1st building you go into, the 2nd one, and now you're on the 3rd, and you can kind of see where you jumped up on the far left, kind of right there. Now, the chest in front of me here does have one more spawn kind of directly in front of it. I will show you where that is, but I will just ice skate to it for time's sake. And once you do get this chest, if it is there, the portal directly to the left of where you get this chest will teleport you to a kind of pond area, and there is 1 chest spawn in the pond right there. Now, if that chest is there, that is the last and final chest of this chest route that I do. So if you do get all the way there, that is all the chests that you can find in layer 2 pre-Eithiron. And once you go through this teleporter, it will throw you on top of a little tower in the middle of the city. Now, what I like to do if you're newer to the game would be look for the door that is closed and then go the opposite direction and take a right, and that will be where the Eithiron door is at. Now, you will spawn in 2 Curious Guards. Usually you can run past them, but like I said earlier, if you're on a decent PvE, you could kill them and get a free chest. And once you're there, you're basically just doing a straight shot directly to the boss fight, and I will just speed it up so you could see all the way to it. Now, if you have made it so far, congratulations, you are 2/3 done with basically layer 2 entirely. Now, at this point, you want to make sure your armor is kind of above 50 to 60%. And if not, like I said earlier, if you brought that repair kit with you, you probably want to go ahead and max repair your armor. That way, mid-boss fight, you don't lose your resistance from your armor and everything. because Eithiron can do a lot of poke damage if you're not very good at doing the boss fight. Now once you are here, you are at the Eithiron boss fight. Now all you have to do to start the boss fight is hit E on the bundle of Gel, making the ambient noise in front of you. Now before I go into moves and everything, I'll keep it pretty simple. The basis of the entire Eithiron boss fight is he will throw bone jabs at you, you parry them, you get them, and then you put it in the little altars. There's 3 altars per floor, and each time you do all 3 on a floor, you will unlock the next floor and then the next floor, up until you have 3 floors. Now when you have the 3rd floor with all the bone jabs in the altars, it will start a boss phase in which you jump down and initiate the damage phase of the boss by hitting his hands, which is on either other side of the arena. Now this damage phase does only last approximately 30 seconds, so you do want to try to dish out the most damage while you can during that time period. And if you do not kill him within a single phase, 1 bone from each floor will disappear, and you just have to drop from the floor to do each one. Now usually you do want to go from bottom to top, because if not, a bone wave will appear on a floor that has been completed, and if you do the middle one before you go to the bottom floor, it might do some extra damage to you, and if you're newer to it, you definitely don't want to be taking that extra damage. Now with the bare bone mechanics of the boss fight out of the way, he does have 7 different attacks and 1 passive. So passive first, it is pretty simple. He just takes 25% less of all physical damage. Now, I will not be listing any of the attacks in specific order. I'm just going to go from what you usually will see to what's more or less passive of him. So for these moves, I will be using the wiki name, so you can kind of check them out on the wiki if you are curious, but I will probably pronounce 1 or 2 of these wrong, so bear with me. So the first move up is Bone Staves of Eld. I usually just call this Bone Jabs, but this is whenever he throws 3 bone staves at you, I guess you could call them. Now, as these bone staves do get closer to you, they do make a noise indicating kind of how close they are. So if you do have a good pair of earphones or you're good at audio cues, you can just parry purely off of that. Or you could hold F and block all 3 of them if you do have a shield. However, you don't really gain posture back enough to be able to do this consistently. So it is better to get hang of parrying these, whether it be from audio cues or just parrying them while looking at them. The next 2 moves are up, and the only reason why I'm talking about them together is because they do share the exact same animation initially, and that is the Blinding Gale and Pressurized Wind. Now, Blinding Gale only makes your screen purple for 2 to 3 seconds. Now, you can parry it. It's pretty difficult unless you really try, and you can dodge it. You cannot block it though. So usually whenever it happens, I just let it go through because it's not that big of a deal. Now, on the other hand, Pressurized Wind is a lot stronger of a move from Eithiron. If you do let it all hit you, it can do about 10 to 20% depending on the HP on your slot. Now, a bit of it is blockable, but it will guard break you relatively quick, and it is parryable and slightly dodgeable, but if you dodge it, it will hit you whenever you get out of your iframes, so it is better just to get used to parrying it when you do see it coming. Now the 4th move is called Whiplash, and it is a really straightforward move where he just smacks down at you with his hand. Now it is parryable and rollable, but it will guard break you on block. Now parrying this is fairly straightforward. You just wait till it's about to hit you, and all you do after that is get some free damage in while his hand is lingering on the arena. Now the 5th move is the last move that actually has a animation to it, and this is Vehemens Ventus, or otherwise most people just call it the Ult of Eithiron. Now for this move, all he does is kind of sit there and gather Gale, and then whenever it goes perfectly silent, that is whenever he releases his ult, and all you have to do to parry it or dodge it is wait until it hits and then fully parry everything until it ends. Or you could do a running slide jump and dodge at the end of the slide, and you will full dodge it. Now it is a little timing based, so getting used to it, you might take a couple ticks of damage and whatnot, and even some experienced players still get hit by the ults here and there, and I do, so you know, you can kind of expect to get hit by 2 to 5% even if you are decent at doing it. Now the last two moves of Eithiron are very similar to one another, and they are both passive abilities that just happen while Eithiron will continue his regular attacks. And the first one of these is Bone Grow. All this does is spawn 2 patches of bones underneath you, which knock you up. Now this is blockable and rollable, and you can just jump whenever it's supposed to hit you, and you'll fully evade the move. The other one is called Bone Stream, and this is just a wave of bone that kind of just goes around one layer of the arena. Now just like Bone Grow, you can roll it and you could also jump above it. However, if you do try to block it, it will guard break you. But if you just hold spacebar, you should be able to go to the next floor without any issues. Now with the mechanic out of the way and the attacks that Eithiron does, you're basically already done with the Eithiron in the grand scheme, because once you do a damage phase or 2 to 3, depending on how good your build is, you should go ahead and finish off Eithiron either by a damage phase or hitting his hands as he tries to slap you. Now, after you defeat Eithiron, the chest will spawn in front of the door you came into the boss fight area at, and once you get the chest, all you have to do is run all the way back to where you first came towards the Eithiron. Now as you are doing this, you will notice that white orbs are spawning behind you. Now this is like the collapse of Gel, so if these balls hit you at all, they will instantly wipe you whenever it makes the noise and they disappear. So you do have to be very careful about them. Now once you are back at the front door where you unlocked it to go to the boss arena, you will notice that there's Lancers already waiting there. Now I will go ahead and show you the route that I take, but I won't really talk it through it because you just kind of follow the route and you will be at the exit. Now I will throw up red circles again where they will be post Eithiron chests at, and that is just in case you want to get some extra medallions. I won't show all of them for the post chests because if you are trying to learn Eithiron, this isn't really one of your biggest worries. Now, if you did make it this far in the video, thank you for watching all the way through. And if you did beat your first Eithiron, congratulations, you are now able to get your Dawnwalker and everything.